silence their cell phones and electronic devices, and ask everybody to please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Also ask for a moment of silent reflection, please. Thank you very much. Agenda approval. Does anybody have any amendments to the agenda?
Mr. Supervisor, I believe that we're going to be tabling the item under legal under your agenda, correct?
Okay. Table it until the next meeting. The work session in September.
Very good.
Okay. Approval of the agenda as amended.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Resident statements. Beth Ann Elias, 595 Morgan Drive, Lewiston.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd just like to point out that the committee and the residents that we speak for are a little disappointed that none of the board members returned letters that were given to, personally addressed to their homes. That doesn't show that anybody's willing to work with us as a committee.
It says to respond by August 30th.
I don't believe it was. I think it was.
Yeah, it says.
Was it August
says
30th?
Respond by August 30th, yeah. So I know a lot of us were waiting for this board meeting tonight.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Okay.
I thought it was by the time this board meeting.
Not the way I read it. If I read it wrong, I apologize, but yeah, it's August 30th.
Okay. And then it's come to our attention that back in the 90s, and you guys may or may not be aware of this, back in the 90s, the storm sewer pipes were not put in according to the specifications developed by the engineering firm, Sear Brown. And this should be looked into because this could be contributing to some of the water leaking into some cracked pipes. It could be. It's my understanding that the pipes are above where the specs are to be, meaning that there's not enough ground, could be more ground that could absorb the water that isn't. And then the last comment that I'd like to make is I'm hoping that we have answers to quite a few of the questions that we put forth last meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Herb Stevenson, 5314 Town Line Road, Sanborn.
Hello.
How you doing?
We're here because of the problem on Town Line Road with the pumpkin farm. Kyle King. It seems like every time you turn around, he's doing something different. He had 2 sheds brought in the last week or so. During the summer, and then he has parties out there. I was out there one night taking the dog out at midnight, and they were drinking and carousing over there. I should have called the cops, but this has been going on ever since he moved in. And it seems like he's doing whatever he wants. And if that's the way it is in the town of Lewiston, I got a new building put up, and I'm going to open Sanborn Liquors because it seems like nobody's stopping this guy in this town.
Herb, have you ever come in to talk to Tim Masters at all?
Yeah, I talked to Ed.
Okay.
And Ed's the one who told me to come
Yep. We're aware of the situation and Tim's working on it. It's not as easy as you might think, but if
He's told somebody else that we know that he's just gonna drag it out in court and do whatever he wants. I have 2 people told us that. He does whatever he wants, and he's not gonna stop. And isn't there a way we can get a court order to stop him from doing what he wants? Right now, looks like he's making a corral for animals. If he wants a Becker Farms, then he ought to go someplace where he's got a lot more property. He's only got 14 acres. It's really, I think, believe you have to have 15 to have animals. But you can't put anything past this guy. You know? He'll seriously, Tim, he'll step on you. You know what he's like.
Yep.
He's been there for 30 years and never had a problem. Mrs. Draper lives right on the border of his property. The poor woman, she's 90-some years old. And when her husband was alive, he just passed recently. He gave him nothing but problems. It's not right.
I agree.
You know, somebody's got to do something about this guy.
Okay.
That's why we're here. My people on Bridgman Road are complaining. They hear it as loudspeakers and all that. My friend lives behind me on Bridgman Road. He can't even go over and hunt on his property because as soon as Halloween starts, it's gonna be balls to the walls, and he's just gonna be wide open. You know, and that's why we're here.
I appreciate you being here.
And if you see a sign up there, Sanborn Liquors on town line, that's me.
Okay.
Because
Well, thank you, sir. Moving on to department head statements, Donna?
As it's stated on the agenda, I'm just going to request that we go into executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss an employee issue. It's not really an issue, an employee discussion. And then we also have a standard workday and reporting resolution that we need to have someone make a motion and the board approve the 5 individuals and their hours.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions?
This is routine, right?
Correct, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Tim, anything?
No.
Okay. Jackie, you're on the agenda. Deputy Supervisor Conrad, anything? Danny Zano, anything from water? Mitch, anything?
Nothing.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'd like to read something. This is concerning the I&I concerns in the Morgan Farms area. First off, the town attorney, the sewer and the building department are still putting together language for a backflow preventer grant. I'd like to clear up some misconceptions about the word grant. In this case, the town's not looking to obtain money from anyone else. The monies would be granted to the homeowner from the town in order to stop sanitary sewage from chronically entering a home during torrential downpours and significant rain events. Now, that being said, we've explored the sewer system in the Morgan Farms neighborhood, and we noticed that our sewer mains are in very good condition. We cleaned and vacuumed out any debris using our new vacuum truck, and then we put our camera pipe crawler in the pipe. We noticed that the main was devoid of cracks. There was no evidence of leaking pipe joints in the main, and no roots in the main. What we did notice that there was some home laterals that had separated from the main line and had roots growing in the areas where the infiltration would be taking place. My opinion is it would be too costly to dig up the road in this case, so a backflow preventer would still be recommended. We did find a crack in a pipe on 5th Street, but it didn't look to be a big leaker. And I just want everybody to know the town sewer department continues to be proactive in the elimination of inflow and infiltration in the town sanitary sewer. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff, I got a question now, what you just said. So the pipe that goes down the street is fine, it's where people's homes hook up to the pipe, you're
Yes.
saying has been
It's all on camera, we've got it.
Are you gonna notify the homeowners of which ones have broken pipes, or?
Well, we haven't done that yet.
Well, a couple came out while you were out there and you spoke with them, right?
I didn't, some of the guys that were working out there did.
Can I ask a question? Where they're broken at, where they enter our pipe, is that something that can, like the homeowner could, tell a plumber to just dig a hole there?
The connection is made in the street, so they would have to dig up the street.
Oh,
Okay, so a much better solution to this doesn't help the plant at all,
Yeah.
but it would help the homeowners if we try to backflow preventer.
right. Are those clay pipes going to the house?
Not in that neighborhood.
Thanks.
You know where the area is, on Fifth Street where the broken pipe is?
I don't know exactly where it is.
Okay, is there any, are they gonna notify, like, the homeowners that are in that area, or try to identify if that's where the problems are?
That's not where the problems are. We didn't have any roots growing through it or anything like that, so we don't think that it's a big contributor to, inflow, infiltration.
Landon?
No, I'm John, Mr. President.
Okay. Melinda?
Yes, of course. On a lighter note, lots going on at the senior center. Let's see. Tomorrow, Ken is gonna, Ken Solomon is gonna talk about Lewiston history again. Oh, actually, we're gonna have a virtual tour this month. And that's a monthly thing we have going on at the center. On the 24th of September, we're gonna, in addition to all our regular stuff, the canine officer will be at the center at 11 a.m. That might be something neat for everybody to see. And we're gonna have our Bills kickoff tailgate party on September 6th, for the first game. Other than that, we're just doing our stuff, keeping busy.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Tim Smith?
Yes, just finished our another successful season, I thought, for our camps, for all three camps at Fletcher, Sanborn, and Kiwanis. Still continue. We just had our luau this Saturday, which we had a pretty decent turnout for our first luau at Kiwanis. A lot of families did show up, had a good time. Working on our fall activities right now. Continue to still have our cornhole league, our yoga, our boot camp. All our boot camp and yoga being down at the Riverfront Park. Our fall festival coming up in October, and collaborating with Melinda for making our trunk or treat for the town even bigger coming up for this year. So keeping everything going.
And this year that's gonna be at the senior center.
Senior center, yeah, we're gonna actually turn the senior center into a haunted house for our trunk or treaters. So
Good.
yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. And also adding to it, and I hate to bring this up, being 80-some degrees out, but we're moving from 17 skates at venue to 25 this year. So
Great.
we'll have our town Lewiston residents hopefully skating for free for all 25 this year too. So
Awesome. Great, good news. And also, we have our new town assessor, Nick Fuco, here. Nick, you wanna say anything? All good?
All good here.
Good? You show up, you're gonna get called out. Welcome. Okay. Approval of the meeting minutes from the regular town board meeting on July 22nd.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? One abstain. Motion carried. Audit payment, Councilman Jacoby.
First, on the 12th of August, I move to approve the regular abstract of claims 24-01940 through 24-02151. Recommend a payment in the amount of $579,655.92, plus a post audit of $832.88. Do them both together. The other one's for August 26th. I move to approve the regular abstract of claims 24-02152 to 24-02265. I recommend a payment in the amount of $286,655.78, plus a post audit of $4,464.92.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Pending old business, the approval of local law 2024-3, new solar law. Does anybody have any questions on that? motion to approve the local law?
I'll make that. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, there needs to be a roll call vote, does it?
Councilman Jacoby?
Yes.
Councilman Morial?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wector?
Yes.
I apologize. And Supervisor Rucker?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
New business, any residents or public correspondence? My liaison report, we have an MOU with the police department, memorandum of understanding on a new schedule. We created an overlapping officer from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. in front of you. Tom Siemens worked on this with Nick Duran from the union, and basically it's giving me approval to sign the agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And Sanborn Fire Company roster additions, Lewiston board members, the Sanborn Fire Company hereby submits for active membership in said fire company the name of Ryan Rung, 5858 Pearl Street, Sanborn, New York. Prospective member is resident of Lewiston, is available to render active services as a volunteer fireman, and ask for a motion to approve Ryan Rung for Sanborn Fire Company.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Sanborn Fire Company here with submits for active membership in said fire company name of Luke Wall of 2502 Lockport Road, Sanborn, New York, and ask for a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Engineering. So basically, we did a drainage study last year, or over the last 2 years, that talked about Oak Hill and Hillside Drive. We also reached out to Bob for a scope of work, and we are meeting Wednesday to go over both the drainage study and the scope of work specifically for Oak Hill subdivision and Hillside Drive. So at this time, there will be no action taken, just know that we are having a meeting with the engineer and our mid-Sano, and I think Jeff will be there Wednesday morning, and then it'll be addressed at our meeting on the work session in the 1st of September. So there'll be no action taken on the engineering. I just wanted to update everybody on that. And then finance, Jackie.
I previously submitted 9 2024 budget revisions, and I asked for those approvals tonight.
Yeah, I went over them with Jackie this morning, and I'd like to make a motion to approve them.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Also just wanted to mention we're about knee deep right now in budget work, and there will be a department and board meeting on 10/10, an all-day session to work with the department heads on their budget.
When is that, October 10th?
Correct.
Do you have anything for the rest of October after the 10th? For us?
I did send you
I
a
saw it.
schedule, nothing other than the normal 10/28 board meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Councilman Jacoby?
I don't really have anything to report.
Okay. Councilman Morial?
Yeah, I had 3 sewer use agreements for pool filling tonight, and they've been approved by Jeff Ritter, so they need a motion in each. I'm gonna make a motion in each one of them to fit within the use agreement. Mike Riley at 4681 Hickory Lane for $99.38. Let's make a motion.
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And McGuire at 650 Raymond Drive, for $49.68. That's a motion.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And Sarah Infantino, 840 Ridge Road, for $60.70, and that's also a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Then also, we put out a bid for a new car for our building inspector. And we requested quotes for an Escape, a mid-sized vehicle, an Escape or an Equinox. We put it on the state bid and also went and got a couple bids from local dealers. So we had 8 bids come in on the state bid and we had 2 bids come in locally. And, one Chevy dealer came in cheaper, but it was a Trailblazer, and that wouldn't be useful for Tim in his job description. But the Escape was second, the Trailblazer at $24,996. The Escape come in at $25,808.60. And I'd like to make a motion that we accept the bid for the 25 Ford Escape for the $25,808.60.
I'll second that.
Okay, just a clarification, that'd be from Basil Ford Chickawaga. Okay, we have a motion and a second, any questions?
Could I ask, does that beat the state bid price?
That was the state bid price.
Oh, that was,
Yeah.
but it's really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Jackie, where was that gonna come out of?
Well, the older vehicle, are we selling the vehicle? We're getting rid of one of them?
There's 2 Hondas that are gonna go
2 Hondas.
in the van.
And that would be B fund when they're, we could take it from B fund balance.
Fund balance, okay.
Yep, and replenish it when the other 2 are
What's
sold.
your motion?
Yeah.
To, 25,808 from the refund?
Yes, to make a motion to accept the bid for the 25 Escape, 25,808.60, to come out of the B fund.
Second is modified.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Rob, for doing that. Councilman Myers, anything?
Just a couple upcoming events. Sanborn from the Historical Society. We have a country breakfast on September 15th from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. or until it's gone. Price is $11 for adults, kids $12 to $5. And then the Historical Society is also having a flea market and vendor show on September 21st and 22nd from 9 to 3. And that's at the Farm Museum. And they're asking for a donation of $1 per adult to enter, which is going towards their schoolhouse restoration project.
Is that online in their website?
I don't know if they posted, they gave these to me.
I was just curious if they have a website and post it.
Councilwoman Wechter?
I just have a couple of things. Went to the emergency preparedness session, I believe it was the Army Corps of Engineers at the Senior Center. It was very well attended. I was very impressed with the amount of people that were there and very impressed with the backpacks that they gave out. So it was an excellent session. And then also too, Town Rec, I went to their end of the year picnic last week, because Tim held that a week early so he could get his returning college counselors in on the fun before they go off to college. And I will tell you, very impressed with how well run that program is. A lot of kids all over the place, and just very impressed with the organizational aspect.
Thank you very much. Resident statements. Anybody else want to end the meeting with any statements? Yes?
I would
Yeah.
like to, thank you.
This is Beth Ann Elias again, at 595 Melvin Drive.
Correct. Supervisor Broderick, you and I were both wrong in regards to the date of the letter. I just received a copy of it. It was to be returned by August 22nd, and none of them have been returned.
Hold on, we got it right here.
Okay.
He just double checked and said it does say August 30th.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I stuck it back in there. Just
You see it?
The copy we had
That's
that
okay.
we sent out was the 22nd.
August 30th.
I'm not sure why it's different.
Yeah, so August 30th. And I can show this to you after the
I
meeting.
see our signatures on the bottom there.
Yeah, I can show you where it says August 30th, so.
I'm not sure why there's a discrepancy.
Okay.
Okay, now, before I comment on two other things, I would like to say thank you to the sewer department because they were out in force. They were out in front of our home, and my husband was one of the ones they talked with and actually looked at the pipes. Whether they were plugged at one point, most likely they were. They cleaned them out, and my husband said they were impeccable. In front of our home anyway. I can't speak for any other area. So, kudos to them for getting out there and doing that. Thank you. Somebody must be aware of what I'm gonna say next. The town reporter has already, filed for a federal and state grant to help them with replacing pipes. Has the town done anything?
I believe Porter is water. Water pipes.
Water pipes?
Yeah, I believe it's drinking water. I believe what Porter's, you know, because we spent $12 million replacing 9 miles of water lines, all the way down Lower River Road. They want to extend it all the way to Youngstown. I believe that's what you're referring to when they were looking for grant money for that. That was water lines, because they're in the sewer district.
Right, I understand.
Yeah, so do you know of anything where they're looking for funds to replace sewer lines?
Not or stormwater.
I do not.
Okay.
I can talk to the supervisor.
Okay. And then, I guess if there's, it would be one of the questions we asked last week about getting federal and state grants for funding the project that's gonna cost millions besides the money that we have and we suggested could be used. So, that's all, other than questions or answers that we
If
still
you
would like.
have, obviously, if you have any other questions too, you can always call Mr. Ritter at the
Yeah.
sewer plant
And I
Ryan
would like
Schreiber.
you guys to, can you call down at the sewer plant? I'd like to try to help you out the best I can.
But before we wrap up the meeting, are we going to get answers for the questions that we asked last week or last month?
Well, the intention is yes to respond to you, but I'm not gonna have, I mean, not all 5 people.
Not
Yeah.
those. In regards to the statement that I made last week, or last, meeting on the 22nd, and then there were 10 questions that were asked. And we had asked that we have a response by some or all of them by this meeting.
Are you referring to this letter or a different letter?
I don't know what that letter, no, not that letter, no. It was, that came separate after the meeting, this was during the meeting.
Okay.
We had presented 10 questions along with my statement and had asked for some response by this meeting.
Yeah,
So I take it we're not gonna get a response to our questions?
go ahead.
I don't know if any questions. I know that someone had some questions that
They
needed
were
to be
submitted.
answered.
They were submitted.
Okay, I did not get those, but I
Well,
would
I don't know if they were specifically for you,
Okay, but if they are, I'd be more than happy to answer.
but there were 10 questions.
We'll get you a response, by the 30th was our.
No, not that.
Okay.
That's
No,
totally different.
We'll get you a response to your other questions as well. We were gonna respond to you by the 30th, including those other things, and I'll get with Jeff.
Let me just ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, these are questions, have you discharged raw sewage either both into the storm sewer or directly into the Roanoke River?
Are there 5 questions
Yes.
there? If that is one of the 5 questions that were mailed to each of you, no.
No, this is our minutes from the last meeting.
Oh, then yes,
where
then
you
yes,
spoke.
then yes.
I just wanted to clarify, because we do have the questions and, we'll look at them.
Yeah, we'll look at it. We have nothing prepared for you tonight to answer your question.
So when might we expect some answers?
Well, the plan was to respond to you by August 30th.
But that was supposed to be an individual in writing. The other stuff was to be before the board, so
August
that it
third-
could be on.
August
Are we gonna,
12th.
is there gonna be another meeting, a public meeting, so that?
No, if you wanna wait till a public meeting, it'll be on September 9th at the work session.
The next,
And the next work session is September 9th.
and that's public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll wait, we'll have the answers to the 10 questions plus the, statements that I had asked for in my reading.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So with that,
So we'll have-
yeah, I don't have him on the Zoom meeting. Hold on a second. Okay. So we have, Greg Sytek, would like to speak as well. Greg, are you there?
Yeah, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Outstanding. Can everyone else hear me?
I think so.
Check, mic check. Okay, great. Just one simple question. Is the town of Lewiston required to follow New York State open meeting law?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. Talk to you next month. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Okay, before we move into executive session, I want to, the upcoming board and commission meetings, just to let everybody know, town hall is closed on September 2nd for Labor Day. The work session is September 9th at 6 p.m. Historic preservation is September 10th at 5:45 p.m. Zoning Board of Appeals is September 12th at 6 p.m. Planning Board is September 19th at 6:30 p.m. And our next regular town board meeting is September 23rd at 6 p.m. I would ask for a motion to move into executive session to talk about a employee, discussion with, nothing to be voted on.
No action
or
to take.
No action will be taken.
Motion, as stated.
We have a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll move into executive session, and there'll be nothing afterwards. So thank you, everybody, and have a good Labor Day.
Thank you.
You know,
Bye-bye.